pleasure to be here to be with this gentleman who I've known now quite a few years and admire greatly for his work in the community and what he's doing for the citizens of this great state. I'm on my way up to Washington to celebrate a grand weekend. Weekends like this, I put on my Facebook yesterday page after witnessing something I never thought I'd witness here in Virginia. I left California because I didn't want to have a break. And now I'm getting a ticket back. But there's a lot going on this weekend up in Washington. This is a very important event for us up there as a member of the Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity, as well as I'm a little surprised. I just wanted to come by before I left to show up for this gentleman who I admire and my wife and friend Randy. We said I got to stop by before I get on this train and go to Washington. But please, this is an important year for us, an important election, and this is an important man to have in front of the group to speak for us. Thank you very much. Message here going. Yeah. All right, thank you.
Thank you so much. The Greeks are in the house. At this time, we will have welcome from the administrative arm of the city of Petersburg and the person of Mr. William E. Johnson III, our city manager for the city of Petersburg.
Good afternoon. Welcome to our great city. It is indeed an honor to be here this afternoon. This is one of my almost a month as a city manager in the great city of Petersburg. And it's also good to look up at an audience and see so familiar faces from my previous stop up the road in Richmond. But that's enough about me. I have the honor this afternoon to welcome you to our city. And as you're here, please stop by and spend money. Spend money. And spend some more money. But to our distinguished guests, all of the elected officials, and to Senator Marsh, he and I started on a project a few years back in Richmond, and we've had a relationship ever since then. So I'm glad to be here today to welcome you on behalf of the 32,000 citizens, 786 employees here in the city of Petersburg, and we're glad you have your office here in the great city of Petersburg. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Mr. Hanna, come help me out with the technology. I guess we will not. Chesterfield County Board of Supervisors.
Thank you so very much. It's an honor to be here today on behalf of the Chesterfield County Board of Supervisors. As the only elected Democrat on that board, I must say I feel comfortable here. And certainly on behalf of that board, I bring you greetings and congratulations, Senator Marsh. We appreciate that. You can't get to Petersburg without going through Chesterfield. And the good news is that I'm in Chesterfield, so he has to come through my district in Chesterfield. Certainly it's a pleasure to be here. And I'm so happy about this occasion because what this occasion represents is open access and transparency in government. And we need that more than ever before with the issues at play. It's also so very important that every citizen, whether you're Republican, Democrat, or Independent, have a chance to speak, to have their voice heard. Senator Marsh is our voice in the legislative commonwealth, but more importantly, he listens to the people. And I've found him to be a great advocate as well as a great listener, and I've shared my concerns. So on behalf of the Chesterfield County Board of Supervisors, it's my pleasure to congratulate you all. Congratulate you, Senator. We welcome you here. And by all means, make sure you stop in Chesterfield and spend some money there too. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much. I see you are fanning. So while you're fanning, we're going to give you something to read. So I'm going to make sure the program may be interrupted at any time because we are looking for Senator Warner to come in. And when he comes in, because he's on a very tight timeline, we will interrupt the program to give him his spot. And at this time, we will have the Honorable Dorita E. Moody, Chairman of the Dinwiddie County Board of Supervisors, to bring greetings.
Hello, friends. On behalf of the Dinwiddie County Board of Supervisors and the residents of Dinwiddie County, it is a privilege and an honor for me to extend a heartfelt and sincere greeting and words of welcome to each of you attending today's event. As the chair of the Dinwiddie County Board of Supervisors, I have a first-hand understanding and appreciation of the importance of communicating, building relationships, and interacting with our state elected officials. When such bonds are formed, a clear and deeper understanding and appreciation emerges and real public service can begin. I personally believe that the citizens that I represent want and expect a collaborative government. Those citizens demand of us that we set aside our personal agendas and competing views. We need the leadership that can set direction while pulling together different views to solve problems and make difficult decisions. Senator Marsh has in the past and continues to be this type of leader. I cherish our relationship and personally look forward to continuing to work with him over the next several years and wish him the very best during his upcoming campaign season.
We are deeply honored to have our representatives with us from Congress. And we are going to ask that Councilwoman Robinson from the city of Richmond would introduce the Honorable Bobby C. Scott, U.S. Congressman.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's an honor for me to be here for such a fabulous opportunity and occasion to stand and support Senator Henry Marsh. You know, Henry Marsh has been a mentor and a leader for so many of us, and many of us have the wonderful opportunity to serve because of him. But it even is a greater honor to introduce our next speaker, Congressman Scott. We all know very well. We know where he stands on issues. And one of the things that I've always admired about him so dearly is that he's always voted his conscience, even if he had to be the only person voting. And that's the type of leadership that we continue to need in Washington. And Congressman Scott has always been there to represent our interests and to do a fabulous job with being in front of us and keeping government open to the people at all times. So with great honor and great respect, I introduce to you Congressman Scott.
Thank you, Ellen, for your very kind words, and thank you for your leadership in Richmond. Thank all of the elected officials for being here, but most of all, the people that are going to do the work. We're opening a campaign headquarters. This is not the end of the campaign. It's the beginning, and the headquarters has been open so people can come and do some work. And so it is a pleasure to, and that work will be to elect a good man, to re-elect a good man to the Virginia State Senate. Now, you know, from time to time, we got to admit some of our nominees, we're just not as excited about some of our nominees from time to time. This is one we can be excited about. Tim Reed already mentioned the fact that this weekend will be celebrating the memorial on the mall, Martin Luther King Jr. And it gives us an opportunity to reflect how things were before and how things are now and how far we've come and how far we still need to go. If we look at Henry's career and where he has taken us, if you look back, his career started off as a civil rights lawyer, back at a time where employment discrimination was routine, where they had both sides and who should apply and who shouldn't bother to apply. Where it was just accepted that some businesses just didn't hire certain people. And now we've had still a lot of progress, but if you look at the employment disparity, African American unemployment still twice that of everybody else. So we've come a long way, but we still have a long way to go. When Henry started suing everybody as a civil rights lawyer, we had legally segregated schools. And we've gotten past that. Now all of the schools are integrated, but if you look carefully, you notice there is still an achievement gap, where African American students are being educated just to the 10th grade and everybody else educated to the 12th grade. Brown v. Board of Education included language that said that you could not deny the children of the minority group of an equal educational opportunity. I mean, 10th grade education when everybody else is being educated to 12th grade is not an equal educational opportunity. We still have a long way to go. We have budget problems in Richmond, we have budget problems in Washington, and we need people who are going to have the right priorities. You look at the kinds of tax cuts and who benefits from the tax cuts, and we don't know exactly what's going to happen on the budget in terms of what is actually going to be cut. But if you look at what's going to be cut, you'll notice that it's not the same people that are getting the tax cuts. We need people with the right priorities. Henry has experience. He has experience as a lawyer. He has experience as a member of the Virginia, as a lawyer, as a member of City Council and Mayor of Richmond. He has experience as a distinguished member of the Virginia State Senate, an experienced member, so much so that he is now the chair of the Courts of Justice Committee. So when we're picking judges, when we're making laws in terms of criminal laws or civil laws, most of those go through the Courts of Justice Committee. And we need somebody here, there again, who has the right priorities and will do the right thing. And so that's why we're so happy to be here, opening this headquarters. And as others have mentioned, turnout is important. In this election, an off-year election, a lot of people just don't show up at the polls. You have to call them, you have to work, you have to do all the kinds of things that are necessary to produce the turnout. And that's what's going to be happening right here out of this headquarters. So Henry, congratulations on what you've done so far and what you will be